Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Radha Madhava Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Radha Madhava Yashodanandana Vrajajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Vrajajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Jamuna Tiravana Chari Jamuna Jamuna Tiravana Chari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jai Radha Madhava Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Rama Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Jai Dandavika Didi Kali Dandavika Didi Kali Gaura Jai Dandavika Jaya Nitai Gosundar Jaya Nitai Gosundar Nitai Gosundar Jaya Nitai Gosundar Jaya Nitai Gosundar Jaya Nitai नाम संकीर्तन की जय श्री श्रीकांत श्रीमन महाप्रभु की जय श्री गौर सुंदर भगवान की जय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय वासुदेवाय नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये नष्टप्रायेष्वभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवते उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंदगोपकुमाराय Govindaya namo namaha. Hare Krishna. So हम आज पढ़ रहे हैं, we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto first, chapter 1 and shloka number 20, chapter 2, shloka number 23. Okay, just give me a second. Can you give me books by the time it switches on? Thank you. So it's 23 shloka. Sattvam Raja Tama Iti Prakrute Gunaster Sattvam Rajastama Iti Prakruter Gunaster Yuktaha Paraha Purusha Eka Ihasya Dhatte Yukta Para Purusha Eka Ihasya Dhatte Sthiti Adaye Sthityaadaye Hari Virinchi Hareti Sangyaha Sthityaadaye Hari Virinchi Hareti Sangyaha Shreyamsi Tatra Khalu Sattvata Sattva Tanoho Nrinam Syuhu Shreyansi Tatra Khalu Sattva Tanor Nrinam Syuhu Sattvam Rajastama Iti Prakruter Gunaste Gunaster Yukta Para Purusha Eka Ihasya Dhatte Sthityaadaye Hari Virincha Hareti Sangyaha Shreyansi Tatra Khalu Sattvatanor Drunam Syuhu Sattvam Rajastama Iti Prakruter Gunaster Yukta Para Purusha Eka Ihasya Dhatte Sthityaadaye Hari Virincha Hareti Sangyaha Shreyansi Tatra Khalu Sattvatanor Nrinam Syuhu. Somebody wants to repeat?
Sattvam Rajastama Iti Prakruter Gunaste
Sattvam Rajastama Iti Prakruter Gunaste
Yukta Para Purusha Eka Ihasya Dhatte
Yukta Para Purusha Eka Ihasya Dhatte
Sthityaadaye Hari Virincha Hareti Sangya
Sthityaadaye Hari Virincha Hareti Sangya
Shreyamsi Tatra Khalu Sattvatanor Nrinam
Shreyamsi Tatra Khalu Sattvatanor
Sattvam Rajastama Iti Prakruter Gunaste
Sattvam Rajastama Iti Prakruter Gunaste
Yukta Para Purusha Eka Ihasya Dhatte
Yukta Para Purusha Eka Ihasya Dhatte
यादये हरिविरिञ्चि हरेति संज्ञा
सिद्ध्यादये हरिति संज्ञा
श्रेयांसि तत्र कलौ सत्त्वतनोनृणां स्युः
श्रेयांसि तत्र खलु सत्त्वं. Okay. Hare Krishna. Sattvam, goodness. Rajaha, passion. Tamaha, darkness of ignorance. Iti, thus. Prakritehe, of the eternal nature. Gunaha, qualities. Taihi, by them. Yuktaha, associated with. Paraha, transcendental. Purushaha, the personality. Ekaha, one. Iha asya, of this material world. Dhatte, accepts. Sthiti adaye, for the matter of creation, maintenance, and destruction, etc. Hari, Vishnu, the personality of Godhead. Virinchi, Brahma. Hara, Lord Shiva. Iti, thus. Samnyaha, different features. Shreyamsi, ultimate benefit. Tatra, therein. Khalau, of course. Sattva, goodness. Tanoho, form. Nrinam, of the human being. Syuhu, derived. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The transcendental personality of Godhead is indirectly associated with the three modes of material nature, namely passion, goodness, and ignorance. And just for the material world's creation, maintenance, and destruction, he accepts the three qualitative forms of Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. Of these three, all human beings can derive ultimate benefit from Vishnu, the form of the quality of goodness. Purport. That Lord Krishna, by his plenary parts, should be rendered devotional service, as explained above, is confirmed by this statement. Lord Sri Krishna and his plenary parts are Vishnu Tattva, or the Lordship of Godhead. From Sri Krishna, the next manifestation is Baladev. From Baladev, Sankarshana. From Sankarshana is Narayana. And from Narayana, there is a second Sankarshana. And from this Sankarshana, the Vishnu Purushavattaras. The Vishnu, or the deity of the quality of goodness in the material world, is Purusha Avtara, known as Shirodakshai Vishnu or Paramatma. Brahma is the deity of Rajas, passion, and Shiva of ignorance. They are the three departmental heads of the three qualities of this material world. Creation is made possible by goodness of Vishnu, and when it requires to be destroyed, the Lord Shiva does it by the Tandava Nritya. The materialist and the foolish human beings worship Brahma and Shiva respectively, but the pure transcendentalist worship the form of goodness, Vishnu, in his various forms. Vishnu is manifested by his millions and billions of integrated forms and separated forms. Integrated forms are called Godhead, and the separated forms are called the living entities or the jivas. Both the jivas and the Godhead have their original spiritual forms. Jivas are sometimes subjected to the control of material energy, but the Vishnu forms are always controllers of this energy. When Vishnu, the personality of Godhead, appears in the material world, he comes to deliver the conditioned living beings who are under the material energy. Such living beings appear in the material world with intentions of being lords, and thus they become entrapped by the three modes of nature. As such, the living entities have to change their material coverings for undergoing different terms of imprisonment. The prison house of the living material of the material world is created by Brahma under the instructions of personality of Godhead. And at the conclusion of the Kalpa, the whole thing is destroyed by Shiva. But as far as the maintenance of the prison house is concerned, it is done by Vishnu, as much as the state prison house is maintained by the state. Anyone, therefore, who wishes to get out of this prison house of the material existence, which is full of miseries like a repetition of birth and death, disease and old age, must please Lord Vishnu for such liberation. Lord Vishnu is worshipped by devotional service only, and if anyone has to continue prison life in this material world, he may ask for relative facilities for temporary relief from the different demigods like Shiva, Brahma, Indra, and Varuna. No demigod, however, can release the imprisoned living being from the conditioned life of material existence. This can be done by Vishnu. Therefore, the ultimate benefit may be derived from Vishnu, the personality of Godhead. Hari Om. We start with Mangalacharan. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरोन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम् वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते तप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन्निति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे मुखम करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुचरणं प्रणमामि हरे कृष्ण. So this is Srimad Bhagavatam, particularly this chapter starts with of course the answers to the questions by the Shaunak Adi Munis, and Sutta Goswami is answering them. And in this, initially he establishes the importance and the supremacy of the process of bhakti. The question is, then we have to do bhakti, then bhakti of whom? Kiski bhakti karenge? That question comes. Because without the object of the bhakti, bhakti is incomplete. Bhakti is the action, the activity, the subject. But the object, who is that object? And many times there is a confusion for that. Generally in India, people mentions that yes, the supreme, who is the supreme? They have the concept of Holy Trinity. Holy Trinity is the concept of Bible, right? But yeah, of course, here also Holy Trinity is there. But here Holy Trinity is of anybody can say who is Holy Trinity, Brahma, Vishnu, and Mahesh. So they say, okay, Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh are the supreme. So the question is, the Brahma, Vishnu, and Mahesh are the supreme. Then all of three are supreme. The three are they three are the same person or the different person? So, and maybe sometimes people think about it, this is like a democracy. They both three together come together and decide and do a meeting and then give the conclusion. Is it like that? So this is a all confusion thing. But of course, now Prabhupada mentioned many times mentioned that democracy is a kind of a demon crazy and all these things. Democracy is the worst thing. But yes, and if it is like a this kind of a thing, when our whole universal cosmos runs with democracy or maybe the Trinity things or what? What is the actual thing? And the same question was there with among the same question the sages also asked in the same sabha long back when they all these sages in Ekachakra place and they were asking, and they appointed one personality, name who? The Bhrigu Muni, to find out who is the supreme among this Holy Trinity. So then Bhrigu Muni, of course, he went on to test each and every person and finally came to the conclusion, Shiva, not Shiva, not Brahma, not, is a Vishnu who is a supreme. And people think that yes, this is a story just to establish some kind of a supremacy of, so this is the beginning of the pastime of the Shibalaji and all these things is there. But what is the fine basis of this? Now this Srimad Bhagavatam establishes this thing. Many times we talk about, nahi, आराधनानां सर्वेषां विष्णु आराधनां परम श्री गंधर्व जय आराधनानां सर्वेषां विष्णु आराधना परम तस्मात् परतर देवी तदीयानां समाचार. We mentioned this shloka. And Vaishnavas, they all talk about it. Among all this worship, Vishnu Aradhana is the best of the best. And who says this? Lord Shiva says this in Padma Puran. And many times we spoke about another almost shlokas as Mukti Pradata Sarvesham Vishnu Eva Vishnu Evara Vishnu Kevala Na Samshaya. So people say, Arey, how can you say this? Only Vishnu can give the liberation. Why not others? Other people get offended. Arey, how is it? How we can say our Shivji or our Brahmaji? Of course, Brahmaji's party is not existing in this world at all. But yes, Shivji's party, they say, Arey, how can you say this? But it is not our words. These are Shastras and Shlokas. This is Puranas. They mention. The words of them are Param Satya. Now, how to understand this thing? So, this is, we can understand all these things from the Shastras and Puranas themselves. See, when it comes to the understanding of who is supreme, the one person has to be always the supreme. See, we are doing bhakti, we are doing activity of the servitorship and everything. But when we talk about the servitorship of, okay, so sometimes I will go to the temple of this, sometimes go to the temple of that, sometimes worshipping that demigod, something worshipping of that demigod. Finally, it doesn't come to the conclusion. The one joke they talk about, right? When Hindu guy was drowning into the ocean, and when the Muslim and the Christian were drawing and all these things, right? So they were calling about our word, and it is a joke, of course, but the Hindu was confused. Whom shall I call? Whom shall I call this or that or that? And of course, because of that, many people think that Hinduism is kind of multi-theistic culture. Multi-theistic culture, there are many gods. Anybody you can choose and you can get your perfection on all these things. But this concept is broken by even our the supreme literature of our Hindu culture, which is Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavata clearly propounds that there is no multi-theistic religion. Hinduism is not a multi-theistic, it's a monotheistic itself. It's monotheistic, it is no multi-theism here. Of course, everybody has their different positions, demigods, and other different avatars and all. And if anybody studies scriptures little clearly and little bit seriously, not too much seriously also, then they also can understand what is the real structure of Vedic cosmos and with the personalities in Vedic cosmos is. When we read when we read Brahma Samhita, there Brahmaji himself glorifies the Lord. Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. There's one particular shloka is there. Brahmaji says, Bhaswan Yathecham Chakaleshu Nijateshu Sriyam Kriyat Prakatyatya Api Tadva Tatra Brahma Ena Jagat Jagada Vidhana Karta Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajani. Here Brahmaji mentions that Lord himself become a Brahma and creates. Who's telling this? Brahmaji is telling that Lord becomes a Brahma and creates. So what does it mean? Again, in the further, he says, Yachambhutam apitatra samupeti karyad. So he himself becomes a Shambhu and destructs. So here we can understand the Brahmaji himself, Brahma Vasali being Brahma, he says ki Krishna becomes Brahma and creates. So of course, as in the purport, we can see that Lord and Lord's expansions are at different levels. There are Lord expands himself in the Amsha, and these Amshas are of the they are called as avtaras. And there is another expansion of the Lord, which is the separated expansions, which is as a Jiva. Jiva means the V. So Lord's incarnation avtaras, they are, as mentioned in the purports, so these are the Sankarshana and the Balaram and Sankarshana and the other different avtaras and incarnations. So they are the avtaras, and they are beyond this material universe. But of course, we can see that in the material universe also the creation happens with the beginning of Vishnu. Vishnu incarnates. Vishnu comes into this avatar in this material world, and when Vishnu Avatara comes, and then all the creation, maintenance, and dissolution happens with the help of these three gunas. Among these three gunas, we say that these three gunas they get into the association that they get into they get into the Sattva, Raja, and Tama. But it is mentioned that it is understood that this Sattva, Raja, Tama, this Brahma, Vishnu, and Mahesh, even though they are in charge of Sattva, Raja, Tama guna, they are not under the influence of Sattva, Raja, and Tama, because they are the Amsha avatar of the Lord. They don't come into the contact. Many times people think that okay, Brahmaji has to create the universe, then he has to take the Rajoguna, and then he will create. Brahmaji is not creating in the influence of Rajoguna, but he is actually creating with the help of Rajoguna. It is mentioned that this Brahmaji, he comes into touch of Rajoguna. He takes the help of Rajoguna. See, they accept the Rajoguna. So, of course, many times we say, I accept my water is there. I accept water. I accept water means I drink the water, water comes into me. I accept the food, food comes into me. Right? So, like when they accept the Rajoguna, Tamoguna, Sattvaguna, they come into touch of it, but they don't get into it. Like I touch the kartal. So I'm coming into touch of it. I'm using this kartal. I'm working with this, but this is not becoming me. So there's a difference here. So even Brahma, Vishnu, and Mahesh, they come into the contact of this Sattva, Raja, and Tama. but they don't get into it. They are not under the influence of it. Actually, if somebody has to use something, they have to be more powerful than that. Hmm? So Sattva Raja Guna, Sattva Raja and Tama Guna, they are being used by Brahma, Vishnu and Mahesh. They should be beyond it. So then only they can use it and create it, maintain and destruct. So, so this Brahma, Vishnu, and Mahesh personally they are beyond it. Even though Brahmaji is to be considered to be a jiva, but as a jiva who's taking the post of the Brahma. Shivji, of course, even though he's not a jiva, he's not a Vishnu also, but still he doesn't comes into the contact of tamoguna. But still he uses the tamoguna for the destruction. In the same way, Vishnu. Then finally, among these three, who is the supreme? Hmm? So for that purpose, Srimad Bhagavatam here, it clearly mentions that among those who is the supreme. Satvarajastama iti prakrutair gunastair yukta para purusha eka ihasya datte. So there, passion, ignorance, passion, goodness, and ignorance are these three modes. Hmm? Just for the world's creation, maintenance, and destruction, they are there. Iryukta para purusha eka ihase dhatte. Eka ihase dhatte. And Sthitya Hari Virinja Sanya. And for that purpose, he has taken us three different forms. But Shrayansi Tatra Khalu Sattvatanor Nam Sihu. But still, one can derive the best ultimate benediction by the worshipping Lord Vishnu. So one has to worship Lord Vishnu only, nobody else than. Actually, among this, Bhagavatam clearly propounds that, clearly proposes among them who is the best. Vishnu is the best. Bhagavatam declares it. And of course, we are the, Vaishnavas are the perfectionists. They want to worship somebody who is the best only. Whatever they do is the best. And now we are very, very clear about it. We whatever we do, everything has to be the best of the best of the best. So even though we accept and understand that here we are the jivas, we are the das, we are having the attitude of servitorship and all these things. But even though I'm a servant, I should be worshipping the best of the best person. There is a story here. One person understands, okay, I am the servant and I should be serving the best person. Who is the best person in my vicinity? Okay, our village, the Sarpanch is the best person. So he says, okay, Maharaj, Sarpanch, I want to serve you and serve you. So you want to serve me? You are the best person in this village. Okay, let me serve you. Then one day he sees the Sarpanch is bowing down behind, in front of one minister who is coming. So he asks, Maharaj, Sarpanch, who is this person? He's a minister. I'm giving tax to him. And he's the supreme to me. Okay, then let me go and serve him. The minister goes and serves the minister. Minister says, yes, okay, join along. And then minister goes to the king and he bows down there. And he asks minister, who is this person we are bowing down to? The minister says, he's a king. There are so many ministers like me. And I'm serving him. So he's saying, okay, then let me serve the minister. Why to serve minister? Let me serve the king. And he goes to the king and he asks the king, King, can I serve you? Because you are the best person in here. And the king says, yes, you can serve me. And one day, he sees the king also bowing down in front of the deity in this palace. And he says, who is this you are bowing down to? He is the God of the universe. Let me serve him. Then that's what this person understands. Okay, let me serve this person. So, serving somebody is the genuine, original, consistent position for the all humans, all the jivas even, you can say. So, servitorship is important. But somewhere place we have to attach ourselves to. Why not attach ourselves to the best of the best person? Sometimes jivas, because they are being the independent minded, they don't want to surrender and they don't want to take shelter of the one person. It is said that servant of many masters is servant of none. So many times people think that, why to bow down to only one guru? Why to bow down to the only one God? Let me go everywhere, here and there, and all these things. And these people, may never be honest and honest to anybody else. Many times I see some, I come to AEC's layout. Some boys are there, here I see here. Sometimes boys I see. There's one boy. Actually, I found one. Not from here, of course, but he was asking me many times, "Ki Prabhuji, why to surrender to Guru? There are so many gurus are there on the world. They are also talking very nice things. Let me hear from everybody else. Whoever talks very nicely is good, you know. Whoever everybody is whenever the good message is coming, why shall I stop?" Some kind of philosophy is telling. If everybody is talking good and very nice, let me accept things from everybody, no? Why shall I fix myself to only one person, and from here on, from that person only I should hear? Hmm? So this person, he was not ready to accept one person, but he wanted to go for anybody. This kind of personalities are there actually. So they want to hear everything. They want to hear from everybody else, but they're not ready to accept some hard words from anybody. So whoever talks good to them, they accept their shelter. Okay, these Prabhuji's words are very nice. These Prabhuji's they are talking very nice. I understand it, or maybe I like this. What he speaks is exactly aligns to my thoughts. So these people are not surrendered to the one personality who accepting their thoughts, but he's accepting whatever my ideas are there. They should be speaking to that. So in this way, these people are not honest to anybody else, but they're honest to their own independent thought process. And maybe whoever talks good words, or maybe whoever not scolds them, they just try to go to those people. Okay, maybe sometimes no, they will come to Vibham Prabhu, Vaibhav Krishna Prabhu, and tell them, okay, Prabhuji, please give me some instructions. Prabhuji, you are very nice speaking. And then Vibham Prabhu starts, and sometimes he will correct him, and he will run to the Kartikeya Prabhu. Kartikeya Prabhu, you are talking so nicely, Prabhuji. And then sometimes after Kartikeya Prabhu, they will go to the Harishatra Prabhu and listen that everybody will, now wherever, and these people will keep on jumping from one place to another. Sometimes they will come to the ACS, that is, sometimes they go to the HBR, they will come to other temple centers and all this. They will keep on jumping. So this is kind of an idea and mentality of the person who is not sincere and honest. It is considered to be, it looks like a monkey jumping, but actually it is the idea of, is a thought process, is a mentality of a prostitute actually. Prostitute runs behind anybody who gives her money. Prostitute, whoever gives more money, she will go to her. And running from here, this person, that person, that person. She's not honest to anybody else. Similar way, the chaste wife, the opposite to this is the chaste wife. Even the husband is pauper. Even if the husband is scolding and he was very tough sometimes, she is honest to that one person only. She will not run away, or hey, this husband is very bad. She's not going to another husband or maybe another person. This is not a chastity. So our thought process, our mentality, if we have to progress into bhakti, we have to be very chaste. We have to be very chaste. We have to honest and sincere to one particular one guru. Of course, I'm not saying that we should not be finding or maybe testing a guru, but of course after a personality, but after accepting a guru or maybe accepting somebody as an authority, should not be switching between that, or maybe we should be completely surrendered to that personality. So like a chaste wife, that's why Bhagavad Gita, that one of the important symptoms to bhakti is mentioned that the word for the avyabhicharani bhakti, they say, right? What is the avyabhicharani bhakti? Vyabhicharini matlab this person, the prostitute who goes to different places. That's all Vyabhicharini. Vyabhicharini bhakti means the one of fixed one. No, without thinking of the one without anybody. Ananya bhakti, this is. Ananya means no anya. After this, after Krishna, nobody else I will think about. Nobody else I will look at. Not even a demigods. Even though demigods, they are very quick in giving benediction. They are very quick in giving benediction. And many times they are very generous also. And they will not ask questions, why you want this? But Krishna is not like that. Many times we see all the demons, they worship, the Shivji, or maybe they worship Brahmaji, or maybe different demigods. But have you seen any demon worshipping Krishna or Vishnu? Any examples can you give? Huh? Except Prahlad Maharaj. Huh? Vrutrasur, of course, is a devotee only. And Bali Maharaj, of course, he was devoted to Shukracharya, but at one point of time he gave it, you know. Except the devotees, we don't find anybody else who is worshipping Vishnu. So we can understand what kind of the people who are actually this demigods, or maybe the Vishnu and Vishnu, Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, they are not actually in the influence of Sattva, Raja, Tama Guna, but actually we are the one who are into the Sattva, Raja, Tama Guna, and based on that we accept the personality whom we worship. Once the Brahmaji gets lots of criticism. अरे क्या ब्रह्माजी ने सृष्टि बनाई है? Many times gopis they scold Brahmaji. What Brahmaji's creation you have done? You have made eyelids. Of course, gopis are talking about that one. And there's many people they curse Brahmaji. Even the demigods curse Brahmaji. क्या ब्रह्माजी की सृष्टि किया है? सब गड़बड़ कर दिया है. Everything. But Brahmaji says, okay, let me correct myself now. Let me prove myself. So he calls demons or Daityas and all these people, and he calls demigods. Okay, there is something. I have done something wrong, but yes, I apologize. But let me correct it by giving a grand feast to everybody. The grand feast. And with the grand feast, he calls everyone, and there is a nice, everybody was sitting in a row, and the prasadam was served, and Mahaprasad, Govind, and everything happened, and Brahmaji starts, okay, wait, announcements. There'll be an announcement, what? There is one condition for this feast. What? Everybody can eat as much as they want and as like it as they want, but one condition is that nobody will be able to bend their elbows. That's all. And what happens? And Brahmaji does the spell and all these things, and everybody's elbows become straight. And he says, "Arey Brahmaji, how can we eat? Again, you had did a mistake in your creation, so now you are doing mistake in the feasting also." And Brahmaji says, "Okay, yes, please carry on. Mahaprasad Govind is over. You can start eating." And everybody was hungry because before this feast there was a big Bhagavatam class and all this thing. Everybody was hungry and they want to eat. And without asking anything, everybody started jumping on the food. And we can see the demon's side. Everybody was jumping, rolling on the food, and they were trying. Somebody was tossing and eating and trying. Food was falling on their faces and mouths and eyes. And all this chaos was there. And after some time, they saw what's happening in the other side, the demigod side. The demigod side, of course, they were sitting in the row, in the lines. The demigods, they came together closer, or maybe they turned to each other and started feeding each other. And they had very nice feast without spoiling any food. And after some time, these demons understood that this is not the fault of Brahma. Brahma is not a partial person. Brahma is very, he's an impartial creator. He has just created everybody alike, but it is our consciousness that brings us a difference. Demons and demigods, how the difference is not simply of the body, just because of their horns and the teeth and all these things. Is a difference because of their consciousness. The consciousness is different. So based on this consciousness, everybody chooses their worshipable deity, whether to worship Brahma, Vishnu, or Mahesh, or any other demigod. So many times, Sattva-guni, Rajoguni, Tamoguni people, they tried because they are very impatient. They want to have a quick benediction. So they go to the different demigods without thinking what is the result of it. It is not like that ki Tamoguni, Rajoguni people don't worship Vishnu. Only Sattva-guni people worship Vishnu. No. Even Tamoguni people also worship Vishnu. Rajoguni people also worship Vishnu. Because Vishnu worship is the supreme, already mentioned, there is mentioned in all the Vedas and Shastras. So we have seen but actually this worship of Vishnu, the effect of worship of Vishnu is elevation. Even Sattva, Rajaguni, Tamaguni people also start worshipping Vishnu. They get elevated, they get transformed, they transcended from this mood. We have seen in Bhagavatam the Prajapati Daksha. He is doing yajna. Yajna is to be done for Vishnu, Yajna or Vishnu. And in Prajapati Daksha Yajna also, he does nice perfect Yajna and Vishnu appears there. You know, so this worship also is even Prajapati Daksha is in a completely mode of ignorance, and he's blaspheming the Shivji and Naraji many times we have seen, but still his worship is there for the Vishnu. But worship of Vishnu into mode of ignorance, he will have the purification. He will have, of course, the purification of if we worship Lord Vishnu in the mode of ignorance, the purification will come with very very strong words, strong way. Prabhuji Daksha had to lose his head many times, and many other things happened. Prabhuji Daksha, but the purification became very very strong. And this is a kind of a, you can say, worship of Vishnu in the mode of ignorance. Worship of Vishnu in the mode of passion also it is there. But that also will make person to transcend. So Dhruva Maharaj was very passionate Kshatriya. Naradji was telling this section, this Kshatriya's tendency is so strong. They don't give up their pride. And these Kshatriyas are very strong minded. And with this attitude, he started worshipping Vishnu. Of course, Narad Muni came and guided, instructed, Dhruva Maharaj. And then Dhruva Maharaj started worshipping, and finally, when he pleased the Lord, and Lord accepted to give him the best of the kingdom, he regretted. कि alas, what is that shloka? Kachan vichinvam apidivya ratnam. I'm running behind all these broken pieces of glasses, but I have got this apidivya ratnam. And the Lord said, and he wanted to go with the Lord, but he says, no, you stay back. And he had to bear the separation of the Lord for almost 60,000 years. He was there, ruling in the world. And this is, of course, even though somebody worships Lord with the mode of passion and mode of ignorance, it causes them to transcend these modes and come and elevate to the mode of goodness. Of course, to come to the mode of goodness, Srila Prabhupada has given us the nice procedure. What Prabhupada has given us? Prabhupada has given us to transcend these modes. 4 principles and all the sadhana process he has given. 4 regulative principles are there actually for the purification. Of course, 4 principles are mentioned like, they bring us to the level of humans. Anybody who doesn't follow 4 regulative principles is at the level of animal. And generally animals are in the mode of passion and ignorance. So, to bring us back to the mode of goodness, these 4 regulative principles are there. And after coming to the mode of goodness, being at the level of human, then bhakti starts. Actually, 4 regulative principles themselves are not bhakti principles. Are they bhakti? No, they are not bhakti principles. But just they make us eligible to perform bhakti. Bhakti starts after that. So these are the process of purification. What does the purification means? Once when somebody asked Michelangelo, Michelangelo is the good sculptor, right? He used to take a stone and make a nice statues out of it. He asked, how you are making such a beautiful statues? Michelangelo mentioned, I don't do anything else. I just remove the unwanted part of the stone and beauty comes out of it. Beauty is already there in the stone. Same way, the purification means we have sattva, raja, tama and all gunas effects. We just have to remove raja and tama out of it. It remains is sattva. And just sattva without any tinge of any raja and tama is called as a Shuddha Sattva. So when we come out of the influence of this Raja and Tama, we come to the stage of Shuddha Sattva. Sattvam Vishuddham Vasudeva Shabditam. So Bhagavad Gita also Krishna mentions this many times. Many, I know, chapter 14, 16, 17, 18. All these places Krishna mentions in about all the different activities into the mode of different modes. The food in the mode of passion, goodness, and ignorance. The action in the mode of passion, goodness, and ignorance, the austerity, dana into the mode of passion, goodness, and ignorance, and even austerity is in the passion mode of ignorance, and austerity also at different places. So all these are there to understand what all things I should be doing and what should be not doing, what all things I should accept, what else should not accept, at least to come to the level of goodness. So there are the austerities which are to be done. Austerities of the mind, austerities of the body, austerities of the intelligence, austerities at the level of false ego also. Austerities at the level of body means being cleanliness, staying clean. Being clean, the taking bath every day. Many times we go to the hostel and all these things. People say, "Arey Prabhuji, क्या daily bath करना है?" One lady came to me once after the Sunday feast program, and she was telling, Prabhuji, why one should take bath? Science has proved that even we don't take bath daily once in a week on some cleanliness habits, we can stay healthy, Prabhuji. I said, okay, our purpose is not just staying healthy. Our purpose is the purification of consciousness. Taking bath daily, not even a daily. Sometimes people say कि अरे प्रभु जी आप डेली बात डेली 3 बार बस स्नान करते हो, पानी जल्दी खत्म हो जाता है हमारा. So फिर भी, so why we do all these things? Just to stay pure and not just stay clean. Taking bath is not just matter of cleanliness, it's matter of purification. We want to stay pure. We have to bring our consciousness, and the purification of the purification of consciousness starts with the purification of the body first. If a body is unclean, the other further steps are useless. First the purification of the body, purification of the mind, the intelligence, and the false ego, and all these things, senses, all these things will come later. But if our body is itself not clean, that's why we should be taking bath every day, using washed cloth every day. कपड़े भी क्लीन होने चाहिए, है ना? Otherwise, we have a habit of using one pant for 5-6 days and next week only we'll wash it. No, this is not a clean. Wearing a clean cloth, washed cloth is also a kind of a Brahminical standard, the cleanliness standard, or maybe you can say the opulence. Washing cloth is so troublesome task, But yes, have a lesser clothes, wash it daily, and this is very nice. So, purification of the body first, and then at the purification of the senses. Purification of senses, how it happens? By taking prasadam, or doing austerities, like doing Ekadashi, or maybe following regulated principles, is a purification of the senses. Purification of mind happens when we early morning we come and chant and do Mangalarti. Purification of mind happens. Mind comes to the level of Sattva Guna. And then, in this way, similarly, we comes gradually to the mode of intelligence. Purification of intelligence. It happens with the regularly studying scriptures, Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, and then finally purification of ego. How it happens? Of course, whatever these modes we are talking about, taking bath, eating prasadam, chanting Hare Krishna mantra, is Krishna's mercy that we get purified. Eating prasadam, this is all Krishna's different manifestation. They come in front of us to purify us. Krishna takes care of purifying us. Just have to be in connection with it. We have to just come into the contact by touch of Krishna. But purification of ego, Krishna delegates this responsibility to devotees. Just by coming in the association of devotees, ego is becoming purified. After when we were staying outside in our room and our PG, fine, we are the boss of our own. And when we eventually graduate ourselves and come to the devotee association, come to the base, and that the devotees are coming closer together, the purification happens there. friction and all these things. This is not the interpersonal relationship, and there may be ego, and this is not a matter of anything else. Just it is just a purification is happening. It's cleaning. Prabhuji, what are you talking about? I have a manager post in my company. Prabhuji, why are you asking me to broom the hall? It is not for the that we can't hire somebody to be, but it is for my purification that I have to broom the hall. This is that idea of that becoming a CEO of the company, or maybe being a manager in the company, or maybe having a tag of my I am IITian Prabhuji. We have to remove those tags. That false ego that I have got, right? I am from this kind of person, I am this, I am that. That so many upadhis I am putting on myself, so many tags I am putting myself, right? So removing those tags, it's painful, right? And it's now something which is we have that tags which police put it on their shoulders, right? And this is the tags which are in our skin, and we remove it. It's problem. It is painful. These tags are removed. It's painful when these tags are which are really deep rooted in our heart. They are removed. And who removes this? Devotees. Devotees in their association, these are getting removed. Our tags are getting removed. I am the CEO, I am IIT, and I am this, I am that, and becoming humble and humble and humble. And this is the purification. Purification happens with the association of devotees. And when purification happens, when we come to sattva guna, we start getting the clear idea of the reality of the life. Until unless we come to Sattva-guna life, we don't understand what's happening around us. Mode of Sattva, Rajoguna and Tamoguna is kind of an intoxicated situation. We don't understand. The person who is drunk, he doesn't understand what's happening around. He doesn't understand what to be done, what not to be done. But Sattva-guni person who is a completely sober, he understands these things. Once one devotee came to Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada in our center, he was a president kind of. And Prabhupada, in our temple, there is a big problem of rats, Prabhuji. Prabhupada, there's so many rats are there. You're not able to do this and that and all this. And Prabhupada says, okay, do one thing. Come for Mangal Arati every day. And then Prabhupada, you don't understand the problem, Prabhupada. Prabhupada, we have a rat problem. Whether shall we kill the rats or chase away the rat and this, and what should we do with the traps? He was asking the solution. He says, come for Mangal Arati. Robert is coming for Mangalarti, how it will solve the problem of rats. So, actually, coming to Mangalarti, attending, taking darshan of the Lord in the morning and chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra among all the devotees together, and with that much intensity we chant, it's not, it's the thing which brings our consciousness, elevates our consciousness to mode of goodness. And when mode of goodness, we come to the mode of goodness, automatically the other habits of goodness starts coming up. The one of the symptom of mode of goodness is the cleanliness. If you keep your center, if your temple clean and neat and tidy, rats will not come, cockroaches will not come, ants will not come. Automatically problem is solved. Many times one devotee came to Srila Prabhupada said, Prabhupada, in our center there is so much fighting is happening, these people are not getting along and this and that. Yes, get everybody for Mangalarti. That's all. So this mode of goodness will help us. Even our material problem also will be solved. Just when we come to the mode of goodness. Mode of goodness will make us eligible, make us intelligent enough to understand and solve the problems. This is just kind of I'm telling the material benefit out of it. Maybe you can say, okay, Prabhuji, this code I'm not able to crack, Prabhuji. Come for Mangalarti. That only the solution. What to do? So coming in the mode of goodness can help us to solve the problem. What to talk about the coming to the intelligence of the spiritual nature. So this is kind of coming back to here. The worship of Lord Vishnu is purifying. It brings us to the highest standard where people are they're dedicated. So it's not kind of complaint for us, sorry Prabhuji, I'm in the mode of goodness and all this. Cultivating the right mode is our own responsibility. We can't blame somebody else. Like these demigods were blaming Brahmaji. No, it's our responsibility to cultivate particular mode. Hmm? So when we come to the proper mode, then only we can progress into bhakti. Hmm? So bhakti is very simple. It is very simple, but sometimes it is very very difficult. Same. Principles of bhakti are very simple. What you have to do? You chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, stay in association with devotees. To say it is very simple, but when somebody comes into association with devotees and with overcoming his own false ego, overcoming his own independent nature and all these things, it's a challenging thing. To tell it is very simple to control the mind and just we have to chant and just hear our mantra, but when mind is very agitated it's so difficult to control it. To say it is simple but do it is very difficult. But Krishna consciousness is simple for the person who is simple and sincere, and it's very difficult for the person who is complicated. Hmm? So finally, Sri Prabhupada mentions in this particular purport, yes. So, no demigods, however, can release the imprisoned living being from the condition of life, of material existence. This can be done only by Vishnu. Therefore, the ultimate benefit may be derived from the Vishnu, the personality of Godhead. There is no other solution for us than to come to the shelter of Lord Vishnu, Lord Krishna. Then people come here, hey, Prabhuji, Vishnu or Krishna, what are you talking about? Many times people think that Vishnu worship is at the level of Sattva Guna and Krishna worship is at the level of Shuddha Sattva. This is not a case. Even worship of Vishnu is also at the level of Shuddha Sattva, only the rasa is different. The rasa part is another different part, but yeah, but worship of Vishnu itself is elevating us to the level of Shuddha Sattva. There is no difference. Actually, the one who makes a difference of worshipping Vishnu and Krishna is an offense. It's an offensive thing. There is no difference between worshiping. Both of them can elevate us to the level of Shuddha Sattva. And there is only one person who can deliver us. Other people, other personalities, they can just adjust our karmas. Other demigods, other other personalities, they can just adjust our karmas. But Vishnu has the only authority to take us out of this prison of the material world, the prison of this body. In this material world, everybody has come there to just become a boss. Why we have come here? We have come here to become a boss. And instead of becoming a servant of Krishna, we are trying to become a boss. And not just I am trying to become a boss, here everybody is trying to become a boss. And when everybody tries to become a boss, then what will happen? And if we convert this tendency to become a boss to become a servant, then the whole nature, whole world will change. Whole association will change. So, you say, many times give example, like in a small room, or maybe kind of a big room also, if you put some few dogs into that, what will happen? All will be chaos. But if you put cows there, you've seen the cows? Cows sometimes they fight, but many times they will console, cuddle each other. When you saw one cow leaking to other cow, and we've seen one cow is very very sick in our temple, and the other cows will come and lick her. Even though I've seen that two cows were fighting. There was one cow called Surbhi in our temple, and one cow is the Bahula. Surbhi is very ferocious, and she will beat the other person. One in her final days of Surbhi cow, she's no more now. When in the final days of Surbhi, she was very sick. Even her cutter enemy Bahula, she came to her and leak her, console her. They were doing exchange of this emotions we could see, and all the other cows also they will come each other, come to her, and all these things. So cows, there is the animal into we say mode of sattva. We can't call cows an animal also. Another thing, but yes, the sattva guna converts and transforms Yeah, of course, we're talking about Vishnu, worship of Vishnu. And worship of Vishnu only can take us out of this material nature. Nobody else has the authority over this. Only Vishnu can take it out. Krishna has given the promise to us, right? Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja. Anybody has not given this promise. Huh? Many times people say, these demigods can help us. I don't know. Even though Brahma and Shivji, they say, we do all these things with the power and with the blessings of Lord Vishnu. No, even somebody people say, Shivji can give moksha. Shivji can give moksha. How Shivji can give moksha? Shivji gives moksha when somebody, where is the place of Lord Shiva? Varanasi, right? So Varanasi, yes, you say somebody who dies in Varanasi will get moksha. That is also mentioned how Lord Shiva gives the moksha. He just chants Lord Ram's name in the left ear of the person who is dying. And that's how they get moksha. So this is how even Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, they give, because they are of course very, nice devotees. They are Vaishnavana Yatha Shambhu. Shivaji and Brahmaji is the greatest of Vaishnavas. Vaishnavas' words Lord will never give away. He will never make them fall. For the sake of Vaishnavas, Lord Krishna, Lord Vishnu awards them blessings of moksha. And it is in a jail. We have to break through the jail. What we have to do? We have to come out of the jail. What we have to do? Either we have to become a good citizen, and we have to rate a mercy petition. Mercy petition to president. Then only we can. Jailer can do this. No. Ministers can do this. Prime Minister can do this. No. Only and only president can accept and grant our mercy petition. Others, they don't have any authority over that. Similarly, if we have to get out of this the bondage of this whole world, we have to write, and we have to first of all we have to become a good citizen by following the shastras, scriptures, coming to the mode of goodness, and finally we have to start writing the mercy petition to the president of the whole universe. Who is this? Lord Krishna. And what is the mercy petition? Chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Apart from that, whatever else is there in this world is just an adjustment. Anybody who has a plans to stay in this world for long, they can worship all these superintendents and the jailers and the ministers and prime ministers. If you have a plan to stay and make your life in this world comfortable and stay here forever, but if you want to break through it, worship of Krishna is a must. Hare Krishna. Yes, Prabhuji.
Krishnaji, thank you for this wonderful class. You mentioned how worship of Krishna is supreme and how we can transcend from mode of ignorance and passion to mode of goodness. And you also mentioned about how attending Mangalarati and maintaining cleanliness is much more important to purify our consciousness. My question is that you mentioned that Brahmaji comes in touch with Rajoguna, just he takes Rajoguna, right? So, and oftentimes we hear from Prabhupada that right from the Brahma to the woman is to they want to enjoy. You mentioned that they come in touch with mode of ignorance, mode of passion, but they are not influenced by it. How come if they are not influenced by it, then how come that desire to enjoy comes to Brahma?
Okay. So, of course, here in this particular place, Srila Prabhupada is explaining that even somebody is taking the life of a Brahma, he also can have the tendency of becoming a boss or becoming the god or this kind of thing. So, in this way, yeah, even Brahmaji, being the Brahmaji's role in the form of a jiva, is also not escaped from the tendency of becoming a boss. So this is here Prabhupada is talking about the ruling tendency, or maybe a tendency of becoming the boss, or the tendency of becoming a swami. But yes, Brahmaji, if it says with the help of, here also Brahmaji mentions, I am doing this with the help of Lord Krishna's grace. Brahmaji mentions into Brahma Samhita, Brahma ena Jagat Achintya Vidhanat Karta. Brahmaji says, I'm creating this. And Brahma, Bhagwan, Lord is creating this, becoming a Brahma and doing this. So yes, the becoming into the Brahmaji is doing this, becoming the Lord of the universe, Lord of the Rajoguna. He can. But that doesn't mean, of course, कि Brahma is free from the becoming a boss tendency, being a jiva. Just Brahma has a different roles we are seeing there. Brahmaji is as a gunavatara. Brahmaji as the jiva who has achieved that position, who is Shakti Avesh or maybe a Guna Avesh, he has taken it. But becoming a jiva, he is prone to the tendency of becoming a boss. But because of the Avesh of the Guna, he is getting immune to that. So of course, here Prabhupada's idea, what Prabhupada is saying here, all the jivas have tendencies for that. But just Brahmaji is taking help and taking shelter of the Lord's Anusha energy. Is becoming immune. And finally, Lord Brahma is a Vaishnava, caters to the Vaishnava, and just by becoming a Vaishnava is getting immune to this effect of Rajaguna. Hare Krishna. Yes, Prabhuji.
So you have mentioned about the purification of ego is given to the devotees. So Prabhuji, what is the difference between ego and false ego? Is ego is all about that we belong to Krishna, and false ego that I see myself separate from Krishna? This is what it is? Please correct me, Prabhuji, if I'm
Yeah. See, once sometimes we talk about ego and we say ki we should give up our ego, but actually we cannot give up our ego at all. Ego is the thing which gives us the identity of self. Actually, the ego means the identity of the self, idea of the self. So every jiva being the separated part and parcel of Krishna, we have our ego always. That gives the idea of our own existence. Ego. And what is our reality of our existence is Jivera Sarupa hai, Krishnera Nitya Das. But when this idea of the self, idea of our true ego is contaminated or is hidden, this is called as a false ego. So when we come under the association with devotees, this ego is purified. Ego is not removed. It is purified, brought from the false ego state to the true ego state. So we'll be always with the ego, but ego will not be removed. We'll be always there. Ego will, but we'll come to our idea of our real existence. Who actually am I? Do that.
one small question. Like you told Brahmaji, like in the role of as he's also Jiva, like possibility is there that he may come under but because he's taking shelter of Lord, so he's not generally affected. So same is true for Lord Shiva also.
See, Lord Shiva is personally doesn't falls into any kind of illusion. First of all, is beyond that, because many times we do a mistake imagining Lord Shiva as a jiva, but he is not a jiva tattva. So it's completely different. Whatever limitations the jiva has, Shivaji doesn't have. And even it is mentioned in the Shastra, the Brahma Samhita, Shivji is just transformation of Vishnu Tattva. That's all. Transformation. The same Vishnu into different form is a Shiva. That's like a milk is the curd is a different state of milk in that way. So the Shivji and the Vishnu both are transcendental. They are beyond these modes by nature. They never come under the influence of this.
So all three are not in control or under the influence of these modes.
Modes,
But
definitely not.
like then what is the meaning of coming in touch with these modes or like becoming a departmental head of this mode? Like if you can give clarity.
Okay, so becoming, they just come into touch of it, but they don't get into influence of it. Like a Sachin Tendulkar touches his bat and puts six, right? Does he comes under control of the bat? No. Like that, this Shiva, Lord Brahma, and Vishnu, they just use this mode, and create. That's all. But they don't come under their influences. To
They are using
this
these
mode
certain activities.
for the creation and destruction and the maintenance, they use this like that. So they're not in the control of these modes, but they're using these modes to create.
And Lord Vishnu also seems like he is not under the control of goodness, but like
He's just using it. They're just using it. Okay.
In spiritual world also there is expansion called Shadashi. So if there is one particular Dham also for that personality. So if someone worships Sadashiv in devotion, then that can also give liberation, right?
Yeah, Sadashiv can take you to the level of into the Brahma, into the spiritual world. In the spiritual world, also we have different levels: Brahma Jyoti, Vaikuntha, and all these things. So from there onwards, the journey is different. So he can just make you entry there.
Entry into spiritual.
Yeah, and of course, being a devotee of the Lord, he can put you into the proper place also. It's not like that Shivji doesn't have the capacity to put you into the one Goloka Vrindavan. He can put you in the Goloka Vrindavan also. Yeah, if you are sincere worshipper of him, he will, by his grace, he will put you into the such an association where you can get a perfection in that. In a Vaishnava way. Because Shivji is one of the Acharya, right, who has started this Rudra Sampradaya. So a proper worshipper of Lord Shiva, he will put you into the proper place where he will teach you how to worship Lord Vishnu properly. So he has that capacity. Even though he has his position as a Sadashiva in the spiritual world. Yes. And in the material world also, he intervenes. He intervened, he taught, he guided prachetas, he guided so many people into a proper place. Yes. The proper worshipper of Shiva, she will take responsibility of those souls so that they can go back to the proper positions.
And another small doubt, you mentioned one thing that demigods can only adjust your karma. That thing. So in one class I heard that the benediction that they give, that is also if it's in your karma, then only they can give. So what is the meaning of adjusting that karma?
Yeah, adjusting means, we have heard, the karma is like in a silo. Silo means, that first in, first out thing. So you put there and it comes, it takes time. I'm feeling so many bad things in my life, bad patch I'm going through. These demigods, by doing some kind of rituals, they will put your good patch in front and bad patch in backside. So that only will do. This is called an adjustment. Yeah. So anyway, whatever suffering is there, you have to suffer. Maybe instead of suffering today, tomorrow I will suffer. Whatever loans I have got, so they can just adjust your interest. Okay, for 2 months you don't have to pay EMIs. Okay, but we have to pay EMI. So that adjustment they will do, but they don't have authority to waive off your complete loan. That authority is only with Krishna, Vishnu. Okay, this is kind of adjustment. ग्रंथ श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, जगत गुरु श्री प्रभुपाद की जय.
Hare Krishna. So we'd like to thank Prabhuji for such an enlightening class, nourishing class. He spoke about the importance of being in the mode of goodness. And one point I like this, he gave a one-stop solution for all problems. But any problem you are going through, please come for one. That is like an amazing solution. So thank one time Hare Krishna Mahamanta for Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
We have few announcements. If if someone has not given the attendance, you can give to Rahul Prabhu, he has the attendance form. And
Mobile is on his.
Huh?
His mobile is missing with someone.
You can also retire his mobile. Then if you are all aware of the headflow, I don't know, most of you might be aware about this. So the verdict of the long-standing ISKCON Bangalore case is about to come in some days. So request all the devotees to intensely pray for that. And also, Adbhut Prabhu's health is not good, so also we can also pray by chanting one time Hare Krishna Mahamantra for his good.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Thank you very much.